Hey there, Benjamin Harvey here, Australia's only two-time BRW award-winning coach. And one thing that I get asked quite a lot over the years is, look, I really want to become a coach. I really want to go out there and change people's lives, but I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to do this thing called selling. I don't like it at all. And I guess one thing that we need to start to become aware of, and the reason why we need to become aware of it is because the market has changed. And the thing that we need to become aware of is simply this. You and I have changed the way in which we interact from a buying perspective. In fact, nowadays, when you think about it, we are more educated than ever before. So nowadays, the whole idea of selling is not really selling anymore. What we're finding now is something known as educational-based selling. Now, educational-based selling is a completely different art form. So the cool thing about the new marketplace and offering people your coaching services is this. If you enjoy teaching people new things, if you enjoy sharing information and advice with people, then you're in a very good position to start to understand how we buy now. Now stick with me for a second. I want to explain this to you. Have you ever been at a department store before and you're about to go and buy something? And the shop attendant comes over and starts to ask you, can I help you with something? Are you looking at something? What are you doing? And they start talking to you about the product or service. Meanwhile, you pull out your mobile phone and you start to Google everything you can about the product. And they're like, this thing has a blah, blah, blah. And you're like, well, actually, I can see on my phone it's got this and this and this. So what you're actually doing is you're educating yourself before you buy something. It's called educational-based selling. See, what we're knowing nowadays, thanks to the advent of the internet, smartphones and the like, you and I are more educated than ever before, which means traditional sales techniques are no longer required. One of the things I love about coaching and training healers and difference makers and people who love personal development to go out there and share their gifts in the way of coaching is that we don't actually need to sell anymore. What we need to do now is learn how to educate. See, what I learned a long time ago is when I get on the phone with someone who potentially wants to get some coaching, potentially wants to sign up for some of my services, rather than going through these outdated sales techniques, what I now do is run them through a 12-minute piece of content. See, something I learned a long time ago when I was studying personal development and neuroscience was something known as neurons. Neurons are thinking cells. And what I learned as I further investigated these neurons were that neurons or neural networks, when these neurons join together, form our behaviors and our habits. Now, our habits are responsible for virtually every result we get in our life. If you want to lose weight, you've got to change your habit. If you want to eat healthy, you've got to change your habit. If you want to save money, you've got to change your habit. If you want a better relationship, you've got to change your habit. If you want a better job or a promotion, you've got to change your habits. Now, if your habits are all driven by these things called neural networks, it's probably important that we investigate them. So I started studying neural networks. And I realized that neurons are wrapped in this insulative substance, this fatty substance that insulates the speed at which they're able to transfer information down the neural network. And this fatty substance is called myelin. So I went and studied a whole bunch about myelin, and I wrapped it up into this 12-minute piece of content. And so what I started to do is every time I met a client, rather than trying to sell them the benefits and the price and the fact that I can do on the phone or face-to-face, or you can call me anytime, or it comes with 17 unlimited SMS and this, rather than doing any of that rubbish, when I met a client who was potentially interested in coaching, I took some time aside to educate that client about how neurons work, how myelin wraps and insulates neural networks, and how we change habits. And every client that I took the time to sit down with and educate them, surprisingly, they decided to take the next step with my coaching. You see, your potential clients don't actually care how much your coaching costs. They don't care how it's delivered. All your clients really care about is, are you able to get them what they desire most in life, full stop. Think about that. All your clients care about is, are you able to get them what they want most in life and nothing else? As a coach, that's your job, to help people get what they want most in their life. So when you take the time out to educate your clients on how the mind works, how the body works, how energy works, how manifestation works, how the law of attraction, whatever it is your little tricky angle is, when you take time out to educate your clients and you show them that you know something that can dramatically change the results they're getting in life, then they are way more likely to buy your services. So next time you meet a client, rather than trying to use sales techniques on them, why not try to educate them? Why not try to teach them something about their mind that they may not already know or that they haven't heard the way you say it? And if you take the time to do that, they will get the feeling that you know something about how they can get what they want most in their life, which means they are far more likely to buy coaching from you. It's called educational-based selling. Now, I hope this has been beneficial. What do you actually do with it? Well, my advice would be this. Go through everything you've learned about change, transformation, healing, creating what you want, getting your goals, achieving great things. Go through everything you've ever read, the books, the whole thing, and find the one thing that stood out the most for you. I mean, the one thing that just blew your mind. When you learn about it, you just couldn't stop thinking about it, couldn't stop talking about it. You told every single one of your friends because it was the coolest thing you ever learned about creating change in your own life. Find that piece of information. Take some bullet points on that piece of information, jot it down, and put it into about a 5 to 10 minute piece of content. As I said, mine goes for 12 minutes. You can happily go for 12 minutes or even longer if you like, but try to keep it to about 5 to 10 minutes and then practice it a little bit. Practice it a little bit. And ask yourself, if I told someone this thing, would they learn something about how to change their own life? And if the answer is yes, then you are well on your way to becoming incredibly proficient in educational-based selling. By the way, once you've actually created your piece of content and you've got it wrapped up and ready to go, comment down below about what you would actually love to teach people. What is one piece of information you'd love to share in a 5 to 10 minute chunk that would allow people to get more knowledge about how they can change their life? At the end of the day, the people who educate us are the ones that we elevate. They're the people that we look to. They're the people that we value. And businesses all over the world are now doing this. This is not a thing that I just invented one day. The top companies around the world are now providing education as the way of selling. They're providing education to give you value up front so it eases your buying decision later on. Anyway, I hope this has been valuable. Please forward this to your friends, share it, like it, comment, and the like. And until we meet again, share your light, live your love, and do whatever it takes to be your own best friend. I'll see you soon.